Kamarul, I do agree with you that Plaza Rakyat, which was left to rot for 20 years and right in the middle of KL, is an eyesore. They've been talking about reviving it, but where exactly are we now?
That's the biggest question because we are not sure what is the progress right now.
Okay.
Because the tricky part of getting updates about Plaza Rakyat is because we don't know who is actually behind the company that won the tender to redevelop Plaza Rakyat
Okay.
Profit Consortium.
Yeah.
Because over the years there has been changes in the structure of shareholders of Profit Consortium, and the latest that we have heard, the leading company behind it, Dibao Property, which is a China-based company but listed in Singapore.
Okay.
They are trying to offload their shares
Okay.
to some China-based company. So we don't know who are actually now the leading force behind this redevelopment. Previously in the earlier stage of this redevelopment process of Plaza Rakyat, there is a Malaysian company, Gabungan Tiasa,
Okay.
which is owned by the shareholders of Max. But I'm
Okay.
not sure, I don't think they are still there because based on the data from Companies Commission of Malaysia, they are no longer listed as shareholders of
Okay.
profit consortiums. But if you go down there and look at the site itself, it's still the same, the structure is still abandoned, no works have been done on Plaza Rakyat.
I know you quoted FT Minister, Khalid Abdul Samad in your story, but did you speak to anyone else? What did they have to say about this project?
Well, a lot of people are saying that they don't know what is going on. So, but then of course, just looking at the announcements, even before the general election last year, the representatives of the Federal Territorial Ministry before has been saying that the construction will start in 2017, but that didn't happen. So people are still wondering what is happening, especially the buyers of the units in Plaza Rakyat. They are still asking, what is happening. And when I asked Khalid Samad about the fate of the buyers of Plaza Rakyat, he said, I have to check with Profit Consortium, but how am I supposed to do that when we don't know who are behind Profit Consortium? And but Profit Consortium was supposed to be paying TBKL for the site.
740, right?
Yeah, 740 million ringgit.
Right.
I believe they have been making it, but probably there are some late payments, but we'll get back to that.
Okay.
But at the same time, in the earlier agreement, when they won the contract back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to pay some sum to the buyers of Plaza Rakyat. That one, I'm not sure if they have done it as well.
But I'm just wondering, is there a possibility that this project might stay abandoned because money has always been the issue?
I hope that it won't stay abandoned. But having said that, we haven't seen any proof that it will start soon. So I'm not sure when it will start, when it will, people are asking all these questions, because if you are a buyer of Plaza Rakyat who bought this unit before in the 90s, you would want to see your property. It has been abandoned.
It's been like what, 23 years?
And a lot of promises have been made by subsequent governments for them to get either compensation or the units. But nothing has been there.
Now, towards the end of your story, right, you also spoke about the oversupply of office spaces, which is obviously something that Plaza Rakyat's developers have to be worried about. So, how would they then have to market this project?
Well, I suppose there will still be demand, especially that area is actually quite old. You don't see a lot of new buildings in that area. So if, let's say, Plaza Rakyat gets developed, gets completed, then it will be among the new offices, prime grade A offices over there. Of course, there are also PNB 118, Merdeka 118 around, which is not too far away from that side, and also BBCC, which is also like, just probably like just 2 or 3 kilometers
Yeah.
away from that site. But it is hoped that Kuala Lumpur will keep on growing and the economy will keep on growing, so that more office space will be needed. But at the same time, it has lost its uniqueness, because when it was built, it was the earlier one, the earlier project that are integrated with public transport, rail public transport in KL, besides KLCC back then. But now you have a lot of choices.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Age Weekly at all good newsstands.